Welcome to this here thriving moment brought to you by the Sovereign Light radio broadcast, Anchor FM, and made also available on 6 other different platform distributions. Live from North York, Ontario, Canada. I am your hostess, Reverend Maria Arvanites, and with us here today, straight out of Richmond Hill, Ontario, our very special guest, Wilma A.David.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Very well. That was such a very lively introduction. Thank you. It makes me just want to move my body.
Folks, welcome to this episode on natural alternative care and angelic healing.
Mm-hmm.
Wilma is an advocate of mental wellness and healthy living. She is an award-winning author in collaboration with the 2018 book, The Authorities and Powerful Wisdom from Leaders in the Field. And Wilma was born in the Philippines, I believe so, yes? Okay.
Correct.
To a Filipino mother and a Spanish father. At the age of 5, she was recognized by her village for having a gift to heal by touching them. By age 7, she started seeing angels and became aware of her astral travel and remote viewing. Psychic abilities. Throughout the years, her connection to the angelic realm grew stronger. After high school, she studied chemical engineering and the many different layers of science, including the metaphysics and alchemical background. About 15 years ago, she immigrated to Canada and now residing in Richmond Hill, Ontario. Wilma's background was welcomed by the pharmaceutical industry and multinational top generic drug manufacturing companies for a while. She was responsible for buying every single ingredient the company used to make their drugs with. Through her 15 years of working in the pharmaceutical industry, she has learned that drugs should be used as a last resort. From there, Wilma started studying Reiki, quantum healing, numerology, and other holistic spiritual practices. As a certified neuro-linguistic programming practitioner, Wilma supports women's health and acts as a mental health coach. Wilma can lead you to help yourself and improve your life. She brings inner healing to the root emotions involved, offering support and guidance in a loving and nurturing way to help those who are suffering from low energy. Wilma is an affiliate of the Academy of Wellness, Alternative Healing, practitioner, and life coach to help us stop from overthinking and carve out new neural pathways to network from the old patterns of beliefs into something that best can transform us into better aspects of ourselves. Here and now, on natural alternative care and angelic healing is Wilma.
Hi. Thank you for that very warm introduction. And yes, correct. I'm born in the Philippines, but just to correct, both my parents are Filipino, but with ancestral background from both Chinese and Spanish, because we were colonized by different cultures. So that's why if you see me, I look both mixed breed.
Oh, I wouldn't have known.
Exactly. And yes, and everything that you have indicated are absolutely correct. And I'm very much passionate about like really, really, transforming, helping, making people know their purpose in life. And this has been my path, my life mission. So, and before I have embarked into this, as I said, like my life purpose is myself. I really have to know myself. I had to work on myself. I have to realize all my beliefs, my talents, everything from the core of myself. And that's why I went back to from being technical and went back to my childhood. Like you said, like I had this gift and angelic experience that you are very curious about.
Oh yes, absolutely. Yes. And I didn't mention this. I want to give you a little bit more praise here. Wilma David, she also, you won an award here, I see on Facebook. If you'd like to come and join her and see her Facebook and her Facebook page, join her as a friend. She won this Magnetic Entrepreneur Incorporated Awards 2019. I see this award here. Can
Yes.
you tell me about it?
Well, it's because like I'm a multi-dimensional being, so I exercise all the abilities that is given to me by our source, God, or whoever you believe, right? So aside from, as you mentioned, as an engineer, an entrepreneur, and all these things, I try to impact people in the most unique way. You know, whether it's entrepreneurial, whether it's customized healing, and it's been recognized because they have seen people how they change their lives, and then helping them to embark in their own mission, and then becoming an entrepreneur as well. So that's why I got that award. It's the most influential award, helping other people to tap into their highest potential that they didn't know that they can be entrepreneur. You know, once they started to heal their blocks, whatever it is that's prohibiting them to embark on their true self. And then afterwards, they realize that their potential is as maximum as they can believe, and that has been recognized by this uh, group. And yeah, so I got that award.
Oh my gosh, I can get so deep with you, and I have so many, like you're saying, multi-dimensional things I want to ask you, but I don't know if the rest of us will be able to understand or at least grasp. You know, there's a false and there's a realness about things. Now we know that when we can cancel from positive and negative, it becomes an illusion. What is an illusion and what is not?
Correct.
What I'd like to know is what's your take on the difference between spirituality and well, the electrical magnetic side of things, the energetic body, and is there a difference? Is there like a false misrepresentation? Like, okay, I don't want to put it into a gender because it's not really a gender.
Correct.
It's just that the masculine is interpreted as the electrical aspect of it.
Correct.
And the feminine is the magnetic aspect of it. Or you can always switch it around however you want to interpret it. But the energy, is that something different from the spiritual, the spirit?
Like you said, different is only a mindset, okay? Because everything is interconnected. So I would use the word interconnected, like for example, obviously metaphysics is connected to science. Obviously science is connected to quantum, and quantum, let's say, is connected to cosmic, and cosmic is connected to energies. So I should say that everything is interconnected because, like you said, there is no separation. Everything is in unity. It has to be unity consciousness, that everything is operating in polarity. There's like positive, there's hot, there's cold, there is warm, there is like this kind of weather, right? So everything exists in polarity and duality, and each person is it's it's our being to experience both, right? Because this what they call um, uniqueness of each of these individual things makes us whole, right? The example, like as you said, a person is both feminine and masculine, right? Both of them exist in our being. So that's why, to answer your question, there is no like misinterpretation. I think it's because there's lack of understanding for people, because obviously it's not, everything is not taught in school, right? Everything is like not served clearly in our environment or in our politics or something like that. But everything is interconnected. But the bottom line is the unity consciousness. Everything should be united. So that's the way. Yeah.
What is your interpretation between energy and spirit?
Both of them are congruent. They should be aligned. Okay, because you need energy to tap into your spirit. All right. And it, for example, like myself, like you have asked in your introduction that I do remote healing. Okay. So when I do remote healing, definitely I have to be in my highest energies. It's kind of like you have your power. It's kind of like your Wi-Fi, is fully charged, right? And when you are fully charged, then you are emitting different forms of energy within your vibration, within your frequency, right? And everything that you see around us is moved by energy. Okay. And everything around us is moved by spirit. And spirit is in a form of, people call it different vocabulary, right? But everything around us involves some sort of energy, and it could be in a form of spirit, or some people, is it an air? Is it like, what is it? But the fact that you are feeling it in your being, you feel it in your body, you feel it in your mind, you feel it in your soul, that means there is an existence of a very powerful, powerful, powerful energy, right? And it's coming from one source. It's coming from whoever that you are believing, and it is kind of like within our being. It's inside us. It's within us. So, and they are inseparable. To me, it's energy and spirit is inseparable. They are like partners in whatever they do.
So where do people kind of lose their way into a more rigid, more dense reality and call it religion?
Well, because like Maria, is because it's mind, body, and soul, right? So most of the people in our earth dimension are only being tapped by their mind and by their body, and not a lot of people are dwelling on what are the things to nurture the soul. Okay, but they are one. It's part of our existence, the mind, the body, and the soul. But when you elevate the soul consciousness, then people are able to tap into the spiritual level. They go into the more a higher dimension. Okay, because spiritual is obviously it's a larger topic to discuss. It's very broad, right? But again, it comes at the center of your heart. Whatever it is, you go back to your heart, and your heart is a very passage to connecting to other things, So when you open your heart, when you allow yourself to open, when you allow yourself to receive, then a lot of these millions or billions of energies and opportunities will just penetrate inside you. So whether it's a religion, whether it's a spirituality, because to me, you can combine both. You can study religion, but also like practice spirituality. But at the end of the day, the bottom line is how you are balanced, how you are centered, how you are grounded, how you are like in alignment of what you're thinking, what you're saying, and what you're doing are all aligned. So to me, you can have both, as I said, because they are interconnected, because both of them, religion and spirituality, serves a greater purpose, right? So And to me, those both are beneficial for people to be conscious, to be aware, to be mindful. So, and right now it gives me goosebumps because the energies is connecting with me and it's telling me, Wilma, you're telling the right thing. You're telling the right thing, right? So it's like when you are connected to both level, right? You are protected, you are guided, you are aligned. So, and I think both of them are equally important because, like me, I studied religion as well. I grew up in the Philippines as a Catholic. But obviously, when you tap the spiritual level, it's different. You honor everything, right? You respect everything. There's no boundaries. It's unboundless. So you open up everything because all these are cosmic energies and every being is entitled to believe into something. So that's my personal uh, thought about it regarding that question.
Oh, it's taken me to so many places you wouldn't believe. Oh, yeah, of course, everything has to do with it. Now, let's go more into a little bit. I don't know how you want to see it, into a little bit more of a feminine aspect of it. Now that we have covered the masculine side.
Well, if you ask me, it's because I am one of the most balanced person. Is because both are equally important, the feminine and masculine, depending on how you are using it. Okay.
And folks, it's not anything to do with hormones here, okay?
No, not necessary, not necessary. Because it's the, like you said, it's the yin and yang, right? It's the positive and the negative, and both of this should exist in your being. It's very, because you cannot just be masculine but you don't have love. You know what I mean? So once this is one of the important things that I also help my clients to balance the masculine and the feminine energy, because once you attain that balance, you are in the state of calmness, you are in the state of joy, gratitude, and happiness, because your male and female energies are in harmonious, in unity. Okay. And when I say like male and female or feminine or masculine, we're talking about energies here, energy. Okay. Obviously for some other people it might be a bit of a vague understanding, but I'm just saying, like, simple as a battery has a positive and a negative.
Right.
And a battery needs both the positive and the negative to operate, because they attract each other. So it's the same thing as us. We both need both equally in the same balance, because we are attracting it. Okay. So when you have these balanced energies, you are opening a lot of potential. You are opening a lot of attraction. Your manifestation is heightened, and a lot of people, and they are not knowing about it, is because obviously, as I said, it's not taught in school. They are programmed into some form of definition, a male or female, or something like of a gender base, right? But in the higher level, both of you exist. There is no gender base. All beings are the same. All beings exist, right? And as I said, I keep emphasizing unity and harmony over your own being. So yeah, so that's what I've been helping my clients to attain that balance, and most of it are because of certain matrix, that has been programmed from childhood, from the way people are growing up, environment as well, the culture. So, and sometimes in order for yourself to see who you are, you have to break those matrix. Okay. And this way you can really see the core of yourself, your inner self. And that's a lot of people not knowing that who am I, who I am. I don't know. Am I my name? Am I my my profession? Am I my career or something? Right. So this creates a lot of confusion, and a lot of people are not knowing at the end of the day, who am I? you know. So yeah, so in answer to your question, as I said, both of these male and female energies are existing. The male female is just only a term, it's just like a vocabulary, but obviously it exists within us, inside us.
So how do we access that feminine to learn how to remote view?
To access it, you have to ask yourself, do you have a wound that is open, that is more masculine? For example, you are too authoritative. You want to be dominating a lot. Okay. So you have to go and sit down and list what are your male and female energies. For example, if you are like dominating a lot, you always want to win, you always want to have power, as an example, right? So that could be very male energies, okay? And then the other one, let's say, for example, you are more submissive, you are more like just a listener, right? So you have to identify and go within yourself, am I balanced, right? And then you can see from which side you are, okay? And then knowing what is the imbalance, right? Then there you go and tap into your consciousness. You tap into your a lot of people are not using the word higher self. Have you heard of that? I don't know if you are
the higher mind. Higher. Okay.
Higher self. Have you heard of that? Are you somehow using that word?
Yes, I use that word. Yes, the higher self, but it also could mean the higher mind.
Correct. Exactly. Yeah. And that is, a lot of people are not connecting to their higher self. Okay. The higher self is connected to the spirit, which is your soul. Okay. Because each of us has a soul, regardless it's an animal or whatever it is. It exists, as I said, it's mind, body, and soul. So most people are tapping the body and tapping the mind. But how about the soul? Okay. So the higher self is connected to the soul. Okay. So when you are having a time to connect with your higher self, with your higher spirit, then it will help you navigate. It will help you navigate many things about yourself, because your higher self knows inside you, but most of the time you betray inside you, because your mind is always programmed of certain patterns, right? But the truth is, your soul knows who you are from your past, from your previous timelines, from your present life, and from your future timeline. But not a lot of people are connecting. They only connect up to the mind and the body. That's it, right? But a lot of people thinking like it's mind, body, and soul. But in my practice, when the soul is purified, when the soul is like you're giving more nurturing to the soul, the mind, the body follows. It will heal everything. Okay, because once your soul is healthy, it's like you are preparing yourself not just in the earth dimension, but your next dimension. All right, and that is a passage that I am teaching my clients as well, to fast track, whatever that you want to manifest over your mind, over your body. Nurture your soul, because it will just follow. It will just go ahead.
Is pain a good thing?
It's what?
Is pain a good thing? Is it a good thing?
You said pain? Pain?
Yeah.
Obviously, pain is part of an existence, right? And through pain, you learn a lot of lessons. Okay, and pain is associated to a wound. Okay, I'm not talking about physical wound, but there's many kind of wounds. Could be a soul wound, mental wound, emotional wound, or like physical wound. But it is a wound. Okay, that's why you have a pain, because you have a wound. Okay, so this is what I do over my client. If you are not happy, if you are struggling, that means there is a wound that is open. Okay, and these wounds could be many things. Could be a form of you were hurt, you were betrayed, or you were abandoned, or you were abused, right? whether in your present life or in your previous life, it happened, right? So that means there is an open wound that's causing pain. For example, like you may not be happy right now is because, for example, your mother passed away and there is an unforgiveness. All right, there was some sort of unfinished business that you did not forgive each other, and now in your present life you're suffering because of that wound of unforgiveness. Correct. So that means it's causing pain. But in the spiritual sense, in the spiritual level, there is no pain. Everything is joy. Everything is grace. Everything is abundant. Everything is health. Everything is beautiful. There is no pain, right? But this is pain is caused by the mind, by the mind. So that's why I keep emphasizing when you work on the soul, the mind and the body will align. And obviously this is not taught in our school, even in kindergarten, as we go even up to the university. It's not taught the way the spiritual level is. And this is where we come as practitioner, especially to guide people to the path where they want to be happy, to gain freedom, to gain the happiness that they want, to be healthy. And because, as you said, the pain is associated with all these illnesses, with the inflammation, with all this weakening of the immune system, because you have a pain, whether it's the pain in your mental, as I said, emotional, or worse is a physical pain. You can put whatever it is that you can buy to sanitize it, but how can you sanitize mental and emotional pain, right? So that's where we are coming as a practitioner, like myself. And I use many modalities, like you mentioned. And one of them is angelic healing, and each one of us has angels. Angels are our protectors, in whatever, like, whatever you believe. Angels could be your deceased grandmother or your whoever it is. There is always an angel that is protecting us, and they always are with you any time of the day, 24 hours, right?
Are
And
these
when
soul
you
contracts? Are you talking about soul contracts?
no, that's different. Soul contract is different. I'm talking about angels, right?
Okay.
And sometimes, like, obviously not a lot of people are tapping into their spirit or talking to an angel, right? But they are around you. They're always protecting you. They're watching you. Or if it saved you from an accident, that means there's an angel that is watching you, right? And sometimes there is a message to somebody, to someone. Obviously, if the person is not paying attention, they use me as a medium. That angel is connecting with me, and then let's say, for example, Maria, that I wanted to tell you something. It might something to uh, to um, uh, give your attention for something to prevent it from happening. Then I am being used as a medium to tell you that, hey, you know what, pay attention, is because for example, if you are not paying attention, that means it's going to make it harder for you. All right, so we are reversing whatever it is that is uh, unlikely to happen. Okay. And then sometimes I get that message very strongly, randomly, that I had to reach out to the person. And uh, and this is the main reason why, when I was much younger, I switched chemical engineering, because if I get that message, if I see something and I don't do anything about it, I blame myself, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, because when you have a powerful gift and then you see something and then you don't do anything about it, then if something happens, I blame myself. Okay. And that is the reason why for a while I said, okay, I don't want this gift anymore. you know. But then obviously I have to go back, because it is my birthright that I'm gifted with these abilities, and in order to help humanity, that I have to go back. But as I said, I was able to combine both experience in the science field, as mentioned, as an engineer, as a science background, and going back to holistic and practicing spirituality is a very good tandem, because people would come to me and I understand every customized issues that they have, because obviously metaphysics and quantum is a very high, you have to be highly intuitive, to tap into these energies, right? And fortunately, I have been given spiritual gifts. And these spiritual gifts that I had is something that I work hard as well over myself. I work hard on it because I have to be authentic, because I cannot heal somebody. For example, I have a headache and then I will heal somebody with a headache. It's not going to happen, So in my case, I was able to elevate myself because I healed many, many, many areas of myself, many, many wounds over myself, wounds of my past, wounds of my ancestors, my own personal lifetime from the day I was born until the day my present life. I healed previous timelines of previous karma of my ancestors that doesn't even belong to me, because their souls are not at peace, and because they're not at peace, they go back to the present timeline, and it affects us because they are part of our DNA, right? Our parents, our mother's side, our father's side, and we are DNA connected, right? So, and I have done a lot of those healing over myself. And as I said, to be in this practice, I have to be authentic. Whatever I am doing over my client, I am making sure that I don't have that blockage, So, for example, if I am helping my client over removing fear and anxiety, that fear and anxiety should not be existing over myself, because the law of spirituality, there is a law of karma, right? The law of karma, the law of dharma, the law of there's so many laws of spirituality, right?
Yes, yes.
So I don't invite those energies over my system. So if I am working over my client, I put my heart into it, because obviously once you bring people to the light, once you bring people to a higher consciousness, then you receive a lot of blessings as well, over myself, over my family. And it's kind of like you easy to redeem points when you need something right away. The universe or God source will automatically provide it right away,
The law of compensation.
Yes, exactly. That's it, And once you master the law of spirituality and combine it, whatever religion that you believe, it's a perfect combination. Perfect, because spirituality, you go beyond. There's no boundaries. You're just really open to the higher being and higher consciousness. And obviously, as we grew up in different definition of religion, but at the end of the day, it's all in our heart. Our heart is our compass. Our heart is our navigation, is our GPS. And when our heart is pure, definitely, magic, miracle happen.
It's really amazing that you would say that, because on a biological level as well, we have a lot of nerve networking system that works from the heart all the way up to the brain.
Exactly.
Anything, we have it in the heart. And again, this electromagnetic that they're using with artificial intelligence right now, it's not, they don't quite have the mind, never mind the brain. Okay, we have it, but they don't really have the heart. So how, I don't know, maybe in the future, I don't know, so many centuries or later, they might figure out also that the heart is like even more electromagnetic than
exactly.
trying to do.
Well, this is the reason why that the more that I'm very passionate, because if I am able to transform one person, to open one's heart, we're moving along, and the more that, like, for example, we are doing these conversations, this podcast, and talking about the heart, we are leading people to the light, to allow more, to open more the heart consciousness. Okay. And it is very important because imagine a life of being heartless. I can't even imagine it. I cannot even imagine it, right? Everything is bound by love, 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 love. And when there is love, as I said, everything heals, everything just harmonious, you know, even like the very basic thing that I'm teaching my clients, the very basic thing which people doesn't have is uh, loving themselves. They don't even love themselves.
Respect.
They don't know how.
Exactly.
They don't know how to. They don't know how to love themselves. They overstress themselves. They overthink themselves. They do over things. They paralyze themselves with so much things that they put over their mind, that a clear indication that they're not loving themselves. And that is the thing I'm very passionate about, that you start within yourself. You start within, like, loving yourself completely, not 50%, okay, not 20%. Like, you have to be loving yourself 100%, okay, because once you are depleted, you are just looking for people or other ways to fill that void of gap that is within you. So you have to complete 100% that love over yourself. This way, whatever you get outside of you is a bonus. Imagine how you are filled with your love, and your magnetism is very, very, like, potent. But a lot of people are neglecting their own self. They don't know themselves because they were programmed by their parents, by whatever their partner, or the teacher, or the environment, or the culture. They don't have clear identity of who they are. And this is where, as I said, as a practitioner, I help them know who they are, going back to the roots, and going back to the pattern that you have to unmask yourself. When you don't have a mask, that movie Beauty and the Beast. I don't know if you have. Everybody knows the Beauty and the Beast, right? So the beast has just looked like a beast, and in fact, he was looking like a beast because of the many things that he is masking over himself, right? So, and if he was masking himself, all the other parts in the house was also frozen because they were stuck. But when he started to unmask and see himself, then you see how beautiful of a being he is, right? So it's the same thing. A lot of people they have a lot of masks. They cover a lot. They cover with once they cover. You see now people physically cover themselves with the social media. They have a lot of filters that people like cover and mask their face with so much
It's
whatever.
gonna get worse, folks, in the metaverse with Facebook that they're gonna be doing. They're gonna be doing avatars, and you're gonna be having meetings with like avatar looking figures. So we're no longer gonna even be like this anymore.
Exactly. And that is the exact point of people. They don't know who they are anymore, and they are living an unfulfilled life.
Delusion.
Okay. Exactly. So when you are living an unfulfilled life, that means your soul is not satisfied, right? So, and then when something happens in your next life, you are wanted to complete something that you have not fulfilled in your present life, right? So that's why it is very important, as I said, to nurture your own being, because this way you will experience everything good in your present life, because you deserve it. It is your birthright. Everybody who is born is deserving to be happy, to be joyful, to be abundant, right? But it's because you don't know, or people are not knowing themselves, or they're blocking themselves to know themselves, and they just blind themselves. Okay, this is what I am, is because it is what I was told, right? And now it's just mask. You cover everything, whether it's your physical, you hide your imperfections. You don't want to see your darkness. You don't want to even see your shadow, and you are afraid of seeing your true self, right? But once you unmask your true self, that's the most liberating, experience over your existence, especially in your present lifetime.
You have to go through the pain though, because that's the number one thing, that when you become desensitized, and because that's the emptiness inside,
Correct.
and you seek out pain to feel pain in others so that you can feel something. And pain is one of the very first feelings that you get in the lowest of density levels.
Absolutely. That's why, like you mentioned, in the low density level, once you acknowledge it and you are mindful that you are in the low density level, then what you need to do is to raise your frequency, raise your vibration, right? But a lot of people is easy. Okay, I'm gonna but how do I raise my vibration? Right? They don't know how to do it, and this is where I come in as a coach, as a practitioner. How do I raise my vibration? And if you are seeing my Facebook posts, I don't know, every day I would always say, I declare something. I declare, is because you are rewiring your own energetic pattern. And when you are rewiring, your atoms and your molecules and cells are already like rewiring and reprogramming.
You become lucky.
Exactly. Exactly, right? So it is very, very important that, let's say your mind is like a garden, and especially like a physical garden, you want to make sure that you have the nice seeds, nice flowers, and you don't like the weeds, right? And because you feel the weeds is ugly. So the same thing as your mind. Plant the things that you want to put in your mind, and if you are not able, okay, let's declutter your mind first. Let's remove all those junkies and the weeds over your mind, and let's plant new seeds and new garden over your mind. This way it will flourish, right? But sadly, people are programmed big time with fear, big time fear that, okay, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get sick. So many like reasons, right? Instead of just being confirmed, I am 100% healthy. As simple as that. I am 100% healthy, but they are like of reversing the pattern of say, I'm gonna get sick and this so it's a lot of like lack of coordination of what you wanted to manifest, right? And a lot of people, they ask me, well, how well, it has to be congruent. For example, what you're thinking, for example, I want money, but you are doubting yourself. So, and you are not believing yourself, but you want money. Okay. So that is the complete opposite, right? So what I'm saying is like, it is a goal over yourself to align your mind, your body, and the soul, or whatever you are thinking, saying, and doing are at least in harmonious. Because, for example, you're praying so hard religiously, pray, but you are out of faith, you are worried, right? So there's no consistency. You're praying, but you are worried,
Yeah.
So there is no surrender. But once you are in the state of surrender, there is nothing to worry. There is nothing to fear. There is nothing to be anxious about, right?
Back to source, yes. And to become more receptive, rather
Exactly.
turn everything around and just practice just being in the moment. Once we can do that, to be in the moment, to just unclutch, right?
Correct.
And once we're aware of that, then we can proceed. And what are we going to do today? Kind of thing, right?
Exactly.
Set an intention and then we go do.
Exactly. And a lot of people, some of the basic things is they don't know how. They don't even know how to set an intention, right? Because they just got used to being panicking, like being paranoid with my day-to-day activities.
There's
they don't
being. There's
yes.
no being. They're just like doing. They gotta go do, and then
exactly.
Being. They set the arrow. They aim, right, and they don't even aim. They just shoot, and then
exactly.
it's like we aimed where, kind of you know.
Exactly. You're aiming for, you don't know what you're aiming. Right?
Oh, wow.
And this has been very dear to me to and became my I should say like passion, purpose, you know. And after I came up and left the corporate and decided to just really on my own to help people, and believe it that everything has just been flowing. You know, I don't know, I don't even advertise much. Most of my clients are like, I don't know, they Google Angel, then my name comes up, and then they would contact me. So everything is happening in divine intervention, you know, because you are in the state of surrender. And I always say sometimes, Wilma, how come you don't advertise? You never run out of clients, you know, and I'm spending X amount of marketing money for my campaign just to get a client, right? And I say, well, there's nothing wrong with that, but you have to align yourself. You're spending a marketing campaign, but you are worrying, you are stressed, right? But when you are just in absolute law of surrender, there's no powerful as universe. Universe is more powerful than any of the social media. You know what I mean? Because it will just work on its own, because it will just happen on its own, and it will be provided to you. And whoever is like, because me, I surrender. If the universe or this and source God asks me to do this kind of work, then I always say, you're more powerful than any social media. So you will bring me clients. I don't have to worry about clients, right? And it's, believe me, it just works that way, without resistance, without any resistance at all, right? Without any even like worrying or like in the state of worry, and then like panicking, like how do I get my money? Where do I get my money? And everything like that. Because obviously you create these fears over your vibration. And then when you have the fear, and you attract the same fear, right?
I think that for me, what I fall into the trap of is not enough time. And
Uh,
yeah,
well, because like as I said, when you have not enough time, that means you are not balanced. Okay, not balanced in the sense that um as I said, like when you say not enough in a mindset thing, it's a struggle, right? Because obviously the words that we put over ourselves is like a spell. That's why they called spelling. So that's why when you are spelling or using a vocabulary over yourself, be very mindful, because they are like you are spelling yourself. That's why words, you spell the words. That's why it's spelling, right? So when you say not enough, obviously your subconscious mind is already telling you to, my time is this, so like I'm running out of time. I don't have time, right?
right. So what I do is I put myself into a timelessness space where you surrender.
Exactly. And actually, when you are in that timeless base, because when there is nothing, everything exists. Nothing, you know. And a lot of people, they always ask me, Wilma, how do I meditate? I cannot even meditate, you know, because when they sit down, they think that meditating is just sitting in a yoga position. No, it's not. They're sitting in a yoga position, but their mind is occupied with a lot of like thoughts, a lot of words, a lot of things in their mind. But when you are in nothingness, nothing,
Right.
there exists everything, right? But people cannot be still, they cannot be grounded. As soon as they wake up in the morning, they rush to the alarm clock to do their routine and everything. They don't even want to pause for at least 10 minutes just to breathe in, you know. They just panic right away. Okay, I'm gonna go take a shower, eat my food, drive to work, and do my thing, right?
Right.
No, you have to stop first. As soon as you wake up in the morning, ground yourself, just take breathe in and breathe out, and you're acknowledge your, I am present, I am here, I am now. And then just feel the energy. Then after that, nothing, everything is taken care of, everything is manifesting the way it should be. I am supposed to be here now, and later perhaps I should be at work. It's just going to be there at the right time, at the right place, right?
Exactly.
So yeah. And And I'm sure that this is a long conversation that we will never
Oh
end.
yeah, and you get to the level where you can help others, but then you're being blocked from helping others because of certain situations that other groups might not like you doing.
Well,
So instead of partnering up with them, they
well, that
block
is
you from
yes, that
helping
is
others.
I that's a very good question, Maria, because I get that a lot, because if I am blocked, the problem is now with me. That means you are not allowing something different, because I said to myself, a lot of people, when you have truly authentic, they are afraid of your energies. Afraid is because they know you will see them clearly, not because you want to judge them, but because the aim is to help them. All right. But in my case, I don't worry or even think about people blocking me. When it's ready, when you are allowing, then magic happens. To me, I open my heart fully and allow to be receptive of anything
Yes,
without resistance.
you know what though? I kind of I'm a creator God being, and in a sense, like you, I see things that are going to happen anyway. So I kind of yes, I go in there to intervene to kind of change things, and it
Mm-hmm.
looks like I'm controlling because I already know what they're going to do. And
Mm-hmm.
so I kind of guide it in the way where I'm involved too. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
get the heck out of here. We don't want you. Don't you get it? And then you bring money into it,
Uh-huh.
enough that I possibly couldn't afford because they're not supporting me in it. And it's like,
Uh-huh.
okay, so now I'm getting people asking me about my corporation,
Uh-huh.
Canadian Society of Celebrants. And they're like, does this also, can I renew my license with this? Like it's saying in the book? But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can technically go in there digitally and it will work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They're so busy trying to control things and keep me out that they don't
Mm-hmm.
even know that it will actually, the system will let it go and accept it.
Correct.
Even if
Correct.
you
Well,
don't accept it, the system.
correct. Well, as I said, like obviously, every people have different level of awakening or ascension, right? So some people are ready, some people are not, and then obviously as a spiritual worker we don't give any labels or definitions, or we always in the state of compassion, we always in the state of like understanding, but not to the point that we are being obviously sabotage. As I said, we have to be 100% in our authentic self, right? To be able to have this immunity, because obviously 98% is negative. A lot of people.
I'm unstoppable. I'll just go do something else like I'm doing here.
Exactly.
I will be like this instead of trying to kind of hide behind something, a corporation entity, so that I don't show
Exactly.
myself as a poster girl. Right? Because
Exactly.
I don't want to.
Exactly.
And this is what they keep changing the rules so that they can. And it's like, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm going to something else now. But then I get people interested and
Okay.
wanting to know. So, but this is what I did yesterday. I let a girl know from Alberta, and then it made me realize that this is only happening in Ontario. and so she made me kind of wake up, and I said, you know what? It will work for you.
Okay. Well, as I said, it's easy to be swayed away with what's going on in our society, right? But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, what brings you peace at the end of the day inside you? How you are.
She opened me up to realize that there was more than just Ontario, and I'm like,
Well, that means to say that you are being brought to a higher dimension with a higher purpose, right?
yes.
So, and then sometimes we cannot, like you said, it's unstoppable. If we are destined to something higher than us because there is a calling, we cannot stop it. The
Exactly.
universe will work on its way to rearrange our lives in order to map and be where we are supposed to be, right? So like you said, it's unstoppable, and why would we stop if it will benefit for a higher purpose for humanity, right?
Yes.
So we don't stop. And the thing is, because we are not stopping, a lot of people wanted to stop us, and this is where the entities are coming, that they wanted to sabotage us. And this is all the importance of working over ourselves. This way we are having a protective shield. We protect ourselves. This way we are not distracted with our purpose, with our mission.
Right.
And that's a lot of work over ourselves. Obviously, we have to keep the balance over ourselves. We have to make sure that our aura, our energies are cleansed all the time. And we have to make sure our chakras, our meridians are balanced, because otherwise our atoms and molecules and every DNA is affecting our body, because the easiest to attack is the body, because the body is obviously very physical, right? And the hardest to obviously to attack is the mind and the soul, right? But when your soul is highly sanitized, pure, and the mind can heal and the body will follow. But because a lot of these negativities or entities that you are talking about, they wanted to attack the body, and that is very evil. They will put something over your body, and then it will cause you physical pain or whatever diseases. But then we have to pass it. We have to pass it, and because we are being tested as well.
Yes, and it's a spiritual war we're going through.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's a lot of spiritual work, a lot of removing all these evil energies that doesn't belong to us. A lot of whatever, like ancestral or healing to be done in the spiritual level. Also, obviously, combined with the physical level as well. Because as I said, the body is the easiest to attack. But when it's our time, right? And only the source knows when our time will be. So that's why there's nothing to worry. Nothing. You know,
what, Elsa, I know that, like you're saying, sorry to interrupt you. There's 4 levels, okay? The 4th density and 4th dimensional. And that's about all that they can get to is the lower 4th, the ethereal level.
Correct.
Has a higher, just like the higher mind, it also has, we also have a higher heart.
Correct.
And so, absolutely. And when we're open to that, they cannot reach us at those levels.
Correct. Exactly.
And but we're operating on a 5th dimensional level, like you're saying, and we're not going anywhere. We're just standing here, and everything's coming to us.
Correct. But that is our purpose as well, to help them awaken, because we've been through in that path, right? We've been in that dimension, and obviously we learn from it, we heal from it, we elevate from it, we have passed it. So we want to bring in the same people. You know, we don't want to leave them. And the more that we are bringing them to the light, the more that we are being attacked by the evil energies, because evil wanted to dominate, right? So this is where the spirituality comes along, that you have to be harnessing your spirituality. This way you will not be pulled back, because it's easy to be pulled back. It's easy to be pulled down, right? But then again, as you said, like Maria, you have said that we have to work on a lot over ourselves, a lot, you know, and not because of any other reason, but because we wanted to be aligned to the higher self, like you have mentioned, the higher consciousness and the higher heart. And the higher heart is connected to the higher divine beings, higher, you know, and they help us, they magnify us. And when you reach this level of freedom, of boundless, unconditional, it's just so magnificent. And when you know how it feels deep within your being, then you wanted everybody to feel the same.
I also have a belief that if we don't bring the others with us, as many as we can, that the rest of the world, we can't move forward unless they come move a step forward as well, right?
Yeah, but that is where we surrender. Because as long as the cosmic energies allow us what we want to do, then it will be supported, right? Because obviously we are earth beings, we are in a human form. As long as the cosmic energies and our DNA is allowing that energy to be in our capacity, then we will do whatever we can. You know, at the end of the day, that's why we always boost ourselves with a lot of cosmic energies, and these cosmic energies are coming from grounding yourself in the sun, walking a lot in the forest or whatever it is that makes you feel grounded. breathing the oxygen outside, taking care of animals, the planet, and everything, because it gives you a lot of boost, like a power, like an energy, right? And like I said, everything is energy. You don't see it in your eyes, but it just occupies our being, our existence, you know? Very important.
What a very deep and connecting, powerful conversation.
I know, it's beautiful. Yeah, thank you.
You know, Wilma, I'd like to do this again.
Thank you so much. And you won't believe how much time we are just passed by. And I'm so grateful and thankful and for allowing me to be invited in your show. I appreciate it a lot. I'm so grateful.
And also, you know, feel the difference in alternative care and reach out to Wilma for a natural way of alternative healing care. She can be found. I will post it down below wherever you happen to see this.
Yes.
You know, to her website, wilmaangel.com.
Correct.
www.wilmaangel.com, and you can find her there and everything she has to offer. She can also be found on Instagram and on Facebook. So I look forward to many of you to go and get some guidance, and let's all meet up there in the new world. Not this new world order, inverse, whatever false what is it, synthetic version of the real thing.
Yes, exactly. And we have to be authentically. And before we end this show, I want to say, I love you, Maria. I love you. I love you. I love you. And we spread this love all across the universe every day, you know, from my heart to yours and to your listeners, to your followers, to all your clients, and all across humanity, sending love and light from the bottom of my heart.
That is so sweet, better than any prayer I've ever heard. Thank you so very much. Thank you,
Thank
Wilma.
you. All right. Thank you. And for all the listeners, everybody who is listening, are automatically getting some healing energies from myself, from my own angels. So I'm connecting, and you might be feeling something over your body right now, Maria. So I'm sending you these healing energies, and all the listeners who will watch the replay or who are watching right now. And much love and light, and then gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to shut the video now, okay?